Hey guys, it's Bri and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to have you guys here today. This video, you probably clicked on it because you're like, what? Like, what crazy college admission story? And I'm going to tell you guys today exactly like what happened to me during the college admission process when I was a senior in high school. At first, like, I was really confused and kind of embarrassed why all of this happened when it did. But now looking back, it's been almost 3 years since this has happened, and I just wanted to like share this because I know college admissions can be a really like stressful topic for some people, and I think that my story especially is so important for realizing that literally everything happens for a reason, and you are going to 1000%, like, I can assure you, you are going to end up in the college that you are meant to go to. If watching this video like doesn't confirm that for you, then like I really don't know what will. I kind of wanted to let you guys know like everything that happened, how I got to where I am today. I currently go to the University of Southern California. However, I never thought that would happen. So let's get started. I'm about to tell you guys my crazy college admission story. So first off, I originally wanted to go to film school, and I basically took like all the top, 10 film schools in the country, looked them up, researched them, and started contacting admissions reps basically 3 years before I applied. So my top choices were definitely like UCLA, USC, Chapman University, and maybe NYU. I wasn't too sure about that. I definitely wanted to be on the West Coast though, and I definitely didn't want to stay in Florida just because I knew that Los Angeles and like California was where I needed to be to grow and develop and just be able to be in the film and television industry. Basically, this is one of the biggest things you can take away from this video, by the way. What I'm about to say is that I only applied to 7 schools, and that does sound like kind of a lot, but honestly it's not much at all. And especially since like 5 of those schools were like dream reach schools, and then 1 was middle, and then the last one was like a safety. I definitely recommend applying to at least 10. I know college applications are expensive, but you don't want to end up in the situation that I was in, trust me. So 7 for me was too low, and that is one thing I would have really liked to change about my college admission process, is that I did not apply to enough safety schools. I applied to USC, UCLA, Chapman University, NYU, Florida State University, University of Central Florida, and then Loyola Marymount University. So for LMU, I'm going to start, I did EA, early action. Just keep in mind that LMU, UCLA, USC, all those schools have extremely competitive film programs that are like the top in the world. So I got deferred from LMU for the EA. So I was like, oh, it's okay, whatever. So FSU, Florida State University, that was like my major backup. They have like a pretty good film school and like a whole conservatory for it, so that was like my backup. If I had to stay in state, I would go there and I would be part of their film program, which is also really competitive. So I heard back from Florida State. I got in like for their general admission, heard back from the film school, and it was basically like, you're on the wait list, like you're basically not in, whatever. And I was like, oh no, this is my backup for like if I want to go into film, this is my backup. And I worked so hard on that application, and nope, like not in. So I waited and I waited, and then it started becoming around the time where Chapman University was going to come out with their decisions. And just a little precursor, I went to a Chapman Summer Film Academy 2 years before. They basically told us that like we would be really great applicants, and that if we kept up our grades and our portfolios, we would have a great chance of getting in. So basically overall, I literally thought I was going to end up at Chapman. I thought I had a great chance because I connected with professors and faculty and the admissions rep during the program. So it was the day of the Chapman reaction. I was actually at like a friend's birthday party. I waited to open it, thank God. I went home and I opened it. I thought it was going to be it. I thought I was going to commit to Chapman. I was going to get it. And wait list. Let me tell you, when I cried for hours, like it was ridiculous. It was like the worst feeling, and that was like probably my #1 choice at the time because I thought it was going to be my best chance to get into, and they have an amazing film program, and just it's a great campus. So I thought that was it, and that was going to be it. But I got waitlisted, and I knew that the waitlist was basically a rejection because in the past, Chapman only like takes a couple of like students off the waitlist, if even. It just depends on how many people accept their offer. And I was like, great, what am I going to do? Because literally all I have left to hear back from is LMU, USC, UCLA, and NYU. And I knew I didn't really want to go to NYU, so I was like, well, I'm screwed. So then I heard back from LMU because originally I got deferred and they were like, sorry, you're basically rejected. I thought LMU was gonna be it. Like, I thought, you know, I was deferred. I even sent in a letter and like all these updates for them, and I was so hurt. Like, I literally worked my entire high school career on trying to be the perfect applicant for college. I was just so devastated at this point. So now I only had 3 left: USC, UCLA, NYU. Again, I wasn't really interested in NYU. Finally, it was time for UCLA to come out. And UCLA, as you probably know, is a very competitive school, and their film school is very competitive. So it came out and I got rejected. And I was like, nope, like literally every single thing is either rejected or waitlist. It's over. In the meantime, when I was waiting for UCLA, I just quickly applied to the University of Central Florida, and I was notified 2 weeks later that I was accepted, but that was never originally where I wanted to go, and they don't have like the film program that I exactly wanted, and it was just like in a location I wasn't interested in, so that was kind of on the back burner. But I literally thought I was gonna have to end up at this school that doesn't even have like what I really want to do, and I was just so devastated. So when UCLA, I'm like, it's over. Like, I literally cried like so much. I can't even explain to you guys. Like, this is the biggest thing. If you're watching this and you're going through this process, please take care of yourself. It's just so demanding on like your mental and physical health. So yeah, basically all I had left was USC and NYU. And of course these were the last 2. So I waited, and everybody knew USC was my dream school. It has been my dream school since I was a freshman in high school, but this is the biggest catch. Out of all the colleges I applied to, out of all 7, this was the one that was the hardest to get into, the lowest acceptance rate. It was just overall like 10 times harder to get in than Chapman, LMU, all that stuff. I just imagined like getting into USC, but at this point my confidence was so down. I was getting rejected left and right and waitlisted left and right by other schools that are even lower than USC and are ranked lower than USC. So I was like, nope, like if they rejected me or waitlisted me, like it's over. Like, there's no way my application's gonna stand out. So anyways, came to the day of when I was gonna find out if I got into USC. I was coming home from a spring break trip actually in the Bahamas. USC is different because they send a big package. It's not like an email notification. So I get home and there's no package sticking out of the mailbox, and we hadn't been home for like a week or 2, and we had a house sitter, but there was no package sticking out. And I was like, oh my god, like I didn't get in. And usually when I get home from spring break, I always like run to the door and like run inside because I want to see my dog and my cat, but this time I let my parents go in front of me. I was so devastated. I didn't think they even realized that this was even happening right now. Basically, walked in the door, and then there it was. The package was sitting on the kitchen table. My parents didn't even notice at first. I literally ran past them at full speed, and I like started bawling. Like, I knew it was the USC package that I had gotten in. And this is just something that was like a surreal moment for me. So basically, I was into USC, and this is the catch. I applied to 2 different majors at USC: communication and film. Film was my first choice, communication was my second. I got in for communication. If I didn't apply for that second major, I probably wouldn't have gotten into USC, and I would be going to a completely different school. So apply to different majors within the school you're extremely passionate and interested about. Again, I would not be going to my dream school today if it wasn't for me putting that communication major on there. At this point, when this happened, I knew everything happened for a reason, and that I was meant to go to USC. And it really made up for all of like the devastation and like lower confidence and stuff that I was experiencing when I was getting rejected and waitlisted everywhere else. So obviously everything worked out amazingly. I got so lucky. So basically, fast forward, I got like waitlisted from NYU. It didn't even matter. I was going to commit to USC. Yeah, I mean, basically like I had to fight for some financial aid, which was very frustrating at USC. But overall, like I ended up attending there, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, so that's basically the whole story. Like, I hope you guys were able to get through that. If you can really take anything away from this, it would be to apply to multiple majors at a school you're really interested in, and to also apply to more than 7 schools. Make sure, I would say, at least you have some like middle tier and like safety schools. The way I did it was actually not very good at all, and that's the one thing I would definitely want to change. Obviously, like, anything can happen during the college admission process. You can get into every school you apply to or none of them, but it's just really good to have options because, as you can see, I didn't really have any options. I really hope this video opened your eyes and allowed you to see that everything happens for a reason. And I know it sounds like a cheesy quote, but this is like a real example of something that's personally happened to me. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell notifications. Also, here's my Instagram and my TikTok. If you have any more questions about college or just like want advice because you're going through a similar situation, just like DM me on Instagram or like comment below. I'm always here to help you guys. So yes, that is my crazy college admission story. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.